If this is for you, I want to tell you that you're standing at the fork in the road. And for the first time, it's never been more clear to you what the next step is. We're going to use this deck. Coming apart. Healing the ouch. I want to tell you that you stopped negotiating with your pain and finally let it speak. This has been your call to put it down. This is where victim consciousness crumbles and a deeper understanding awakens within you. And if this is for you, I want to tell you that right now, all of the other things that you labeled as your awakening look like child's play compared to where you're at right now. This is a cracking and a coming apart at the seams, but the kind that only happens when you stop running. And if this is for you, we have the listening card and the coming apart. You're aware of the song that you're singing, is the way I want to say that. But you realize that the universe plays it back to you. You weren't aware before. And when you're not aware, when it plays back, it seems foreign, like you don't recognize the voice. But you're aware of the song you're singing. And you're aware that you can sing a different song anytime you want. But that playback, kind of like when you were in a studio and you play it back in the headphones, it sounded foreign at first. But it was always you. And this is why I said this is where victim consciousness collapses. This is where you burn the scarlet letter that you branded yourself with, where everything in your life you needed to prove that you were more than your suffering, but it was never actually suffering. The Wizard of Awareness. This is where your awareness of yourself and that the wisdom was embedded in what your egoic mind, your lower mind, saw as suffering. It was the trials and the tribulations. And I want to tell you, this fork in the road is literally you coming out of this ring of fire, where all of these things about you that you clung to, the weight of other people's opinions finally crumbled. It became too heavy and it burned through the fire. But that fire, sometimes you walk over it like those hot coals and it leaves this lasting impression within you. But you have cracked the lens of victim and suffering and turned it into that Wizard of Awareness because you're aware of the song that you're singing now. Because the universe is one giant song. It's all these radio stations. And you're aware now which one you're anchored into. And it's almost like if this is for you, I want to tell you, you've almost had a detachment from your physical vessel. Where you've almost I want to say you've been up here and you're looking down on all these versions of you. And you're seeing how they've been strategically placed now. And you're seeing how this one led you to that one and you wouldn't know this if you didn't go through that. You're connecting these dots in a way that means that you're living with an intention like you have never lived before. And I want to tell you, it's almost like your let them era, your let go era. You're no longer explaining yourself because that's where you used to get stuck. Every time you got to the fork in the road, you wavered. You thought you had to make people understand the choices you were making, even though they felt so right within your heart. And I just want to tell you that it's like you can feel the fire. You have ignited something within you where you're no longer willing to go through the motions. You're no longer willing to live in a way where you're constantly apologizing to yourself. Where you used to hit repeat or replay on that playlist of life, you've chosen to hit shuffle. But this time it took you to a whole new playlist. Love you guys. Oh, we're going to confirm this with the blueprint. Hold on. We're going to confirm this. I forgot to do that yesterday. Page 21. Some souls get stuck at certain scenes. They forget they're the main character. They forget they have a future self guiding the story. But the truth is always underneath the forgetting, and you're still in motion even if you feel frozen. You're still evolving even when you feel broken. And there is always a thread leading back to the library. The thread is memory, it is a feeling. It is the moment you pause and say, wait, there has to be more than this. That moment is your signal. It's your song. It is your cue to listen, to remember, and to trust that you're not lost. You were always the signal, and you were always the song. But until you gained the perspective of that wizard of awareness, you thought your only purpose was to suffer. This is your fork in the road where you choose the know better and the do better, and you don't repeat the cycle. Love you guys.